Hello guys, welcome back to the Lumley trading video. In this one we are going to be doing some in-depth stock analysis, mainly technical analysis over on First Republic Bank, ticker FRC. So kind of wanted to do this at the end of the week so we kind of see the weekly roundup on how the stock's now performing, because obviously momentum is definitely slowing down on it, volume is getting weaker. So obviously we had the big move before, we had a pretty good bounce, we kind of retested that low, and now this is where I personally started getting in with some options. So again, all I'm buying is basically just long calls. The reason for that is just in anticipation of another bounce, or stability comes their way. Basically just any sort of good news, it will probably propel it quite far. So if I was starting to buy in options at their lows, I was just quite happy. I felt quite comfortable with it. Again, not risking a massive amount. I think I put maybe $500 into the trade, and it's kind of just wait and see. That 500 that they'll go to expiry. So if they lose everything, my max risk is 500 on it. But, if the stock does get that good news or a bounce of any sorts, then obviously those premiums can definitely print. And that's what main reason I kind of took that trade. I think for the risk to reward, it can make sense. So obviously, yeah, coming into the end of this week, momentum definitely died. You can kind of see the last kind of, 4 trading days were pretty small ranges compared to obviously the previous ones. So what's kind of happening now? What are the key levels I'm paying attention to? So really, from a support side, we have none still. Reason for that is, again, it was such a strong and kind of fast moving sell-off that the deviations are still just so downward pointing. So we can see the closest support level we have on the deviation perspective is a negative $3.25. Obviously, we cannot trade into the negative. So, we don't really have any supports. What I would be paying attention to is the key psychologicals. If we come down to $10, that's definitely a level I'll be paying attention to. And if we broke that, I'll definitely be looking at the $7.50. And obviously, if we went low, I'd be paying attention to the $5, the $2.50, and the $1. But again, I think now we're starting to stabilize. As of right now, it looks like $10 is kind of more going to be its level. So now it's just waiting. Obviously, if bad news comes out, yes, it will probably push further down. But if you're already holding calls or anything, I don't think it will affect the premiums too much. Just considering, it's already down quite a bit from, it's before low. So it's kind of just, waiting. All I'll be waiting for is if some sort of good news comes out, or, they're getting a bit more stable. Then obviously would expect a big move to the upside. And really my main targets are kind of $17 or $18. So if the calls go in profit here, again, when we're buying back here, I don't know when you were buying or if you already have, but when I was buying back here, obviously implied volatility is going to be a bit higher than it is now. So even if we get back to kind of $18, $19, those calls may not necessarily be in profit. So if they are, I might just reduce a tiny bit of size coming into it, maybe just take out one of those contracts. But I mean, I'll kind of see when it gets there, but I'm not too fast. But really, it's kind of waiting for that bigger move. If we can start moving to that $35 level, that's really where I'm going to want to start looking in profits. If we break that, I'm looking at 46. And kind of my absolute final target would be around $74. So these are really kind of those key levels I'm paying attention to on the way. Again, like we said, I'm personally just holding calls just to see how it pans out. If it goes the other way, cool, we'll take the max. Well, the amount we put in there, we'll take that as a loss. When we took the trade, that's what we're willing to lose on the trade. If it starts swapping up, 20%, seeing where the options are. Again, if it's some sort of big news, the implied volatility could increase to where it was kind of back here. And if so, they could be, up 50 or so percent. And if so, we'll be looking to probably close out, a fifth of the size. But really, it will just be waiting for that bigger move. And if we can start pushing to those $35 level, that's really when those premiums are going to be printing quite a lot. So I'll probably then get out, another 80% of the position or the leftover position, and then really just let that other 20% run, because obviously we do have different expiries. At least that's how I traded it. So we got some, I think, that expire out in 30 days. So obviously time decay is going to be a big factor on those, because they are going to get hit heavy by that. So it's kind of waiting for that big move relatively quickly. But if those expire worthless, I did get one out, I think, about 150 days. So it just kind of gives that a bit time if kind of it doesn't get resolved within the next 30 days, which again is definitely possible. And I mean, it is definitely possible that we can kind of stay at these lows for quite a while. So I wanted to get just some long-term dated expiries as well, just to kind of see how it pans out. But really, overall, it's kind of just wait and see. I mean, I think if you're taking this stock, it is a bit more of a gamble. So you just kind of know that going into there. Don't obviously be putting a whole portfolio in there and then get left bag holding. Kind of put in a smaller, if you're looking to trade it, maybe potentially a small amount of the portfolio. And, you know, you can deal with it if it was completely to expire worthless. So that's the way I'm personally looking to play. I mean, $500 on the account isn't going to make too much of an impact. So kind of just doing that. But if it does go to the upside, obviously there is definitely going to be a lot of gains. We'll probably, you know, be able to at least kind of 5x that investment. So that's kind of what we're looking at on First Republic Bank. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown on it. If you did enjoy the video, why not drop a like and subscribe? Let me know if you are currently holding First Republic Bank or if you're looking to get into it. Otherwise, why don't you check out this analysis video?